Doris Day was known as America's sweetest and most innocent star, a woman whose bright smile appeared to offer purity, steadiness, and happiness. Yet behind that perfectly crafted public image lay a story Hollywood refused to share. For almost 30 years, she led an existence entirely different from what her admirers imagined, one filled with hidden truths, surprising choices, and a secret that stayed concealed long after her filming days ended. Many believed they truly knew her, but the actual Doris Day was much more intricate, and the disclosures that eventually emerged would question everything people had assumed about her ideal existence. Doris Day's path through difficulties. Doris Marianne Kappelhoff was born on April 3, 1922 in Cincinnati, Ohio, long before she became famous as Doris Day. Her early years were ordinary and quiet, with no obvious hint that she would one day possess one of the most beloved voices in American show business. As a child, her future remained unclear, influenced not initially by stardom or drive, but by events and the slow uncovering of her natural abilities. Her youth mixed the straightforwardness of Midwest living with the emerging signs of her musical gift that would later direct her destiny. Although nothing in those beginning years pointed to the scale of her future fame, the roots of her love for performing were quietly forming as she grew up in Cincinnati, where music gradually played a larger role in her world. The daily routines, city sounds, and simple yet important childhood experiences all helped form the woman she would grow into. In the late 1930s, her life took a turn that would permanently alter her name and path. While recovering from serious injuries suffered in her teens, she began taking singing more seriously. This unplanned shift gave her time to fully explore her vocal talent. Though details from this time focus mainly on her early steps in entertainment, the key moment was when she started appearing on local radio. These modest yet significant broadcasts introduced her voice to listeners who began to take notice, slowly opening the door to a world where music became more than a pastime. Every radio performance brought her nearer to defining her career, as singing in public taught her not just vocal technique, but also how to reach and touch an audience. It was then that she chose the stage name Day, a decision that symbolized moving away from her former self and toward the identity that would eventually become iconic. Adopting this new name was more than a simple artistic choice. It marked her deliberate entry into the public eye with clear intent. By the early 1940s, her progress had accelerated. She advanced from local radio spots to singing with major big bands, fully immersing herself in the era's vibrant musical scene. One of the most important groups was Les Brown and his Band of Renown. Performing with them placed her at the heart of a powerful movement in American music. The big band period was lively, emotional, and energetic, and working within it taught her how to handle the fast-paced demands of professional entertainment. These experiences provided regular stage time, chances to polish her voice, reach bigger crowds, and adjust to the lifestyle of a touring performer. Those years put her right in the center of the nation's music world when big band sounds dominated. She gained knowledge from veteran players, felt the excitement of enthusiastic audiences, and started building her own artistic style. The era's vitality, along with her developing talent and confidence on stage, transformed her into a singer able to captivate listeners nationwide. Her major breakthrough came in 1945 and transformed her career permanently. While with Les Brown, she recorded Sentimental Journey, a track that became her signature song and deeply touched an entire generation. Released as World War II ended, it served as an unofficial anthem for returning soldiers, capturing feelings of hope, relief, and the emotions of coming home. When the record hit the public, it connected instantly with people craving peace after years of worry. Although her career had been growing steadily, this release lifted her from a rising singer to a nationally known voice. Sentimental Journey spread rapidly across radio, dance venues, and homes, where Americans embraced its message and her warm delivery. After the huge success of Sentimental Journey, Doris's career kept evolving. In 1947, she made a crucial choice that shaped her next musical phase. she left Les Brown and his band of renown to become a solo recording artist. Doris Day's life-altering accident. The drive Doris Day had built through her early singing seemed boundless. Yet her road to stardom included a heartbreaking moment few fully understood. After years devoted to dance and endless practice perfecting every step, everything shattered in 1937 when a car accident seriously injured her and forever redirected her future. The crash was bad enough to end what had appeared to be a bright, lifelong dance career, leaving her physically hurt and emotionally devastated. For Doris, who had centered her childhood and early teens on dance classes and the joy of movement, suddenly losing that dream created an emptiness she couldn't quickly overcome. Dance had defined her worldview, measured her growth, and fueled her goals. Its abrupt end forced her to face an unplanned reality at a young age. She would never perform on stage as a dancer. This sudden change led to a time of healing, introspection, and redirection, requiring her to rethink her life's path when most teens are only starting to find theirs. Doris Day's enduring impact amid controversies. Following her 1947 decision to leave Les Brown and his band of renown, Doris Day entered a fresh phase, establishing herself as a solo recording artist and later as one of Hollywood's favorite leading ladies. Leaving the band let her fully develop her unique style, voice, and creative vision without group limitations. As a solo singer, she soon found major success, building on her big band foundation while showing a personal musical personality that connected with listeners everywhere. This change enabled direct audience contact, highlighting her warmth, clear tone, and emotional depth in ways that strengthened her place in American music. The skills and assurance gained from years with professional bands proved essential as she handled the demands and chances of solo work in a tough industry. Her rise as a solo recording artist prepared the way for an even bigger career shift, moving from music to movies, which opened new creative doors and widened her reach far beyond stages or radio. In 1948, Doris debuted on screen in Romance on the High Seas, launching her Hollywood journey and introducing her to wider viewers. This first film was more than another job. It began an impressive path in entertainment, making her a key figure in both music and movies. Entering film let her blend singing with acting, forming a versatile appeal that drew diverse fans. Viewers soon appreciated her natural charm, screen presence, and musical range, traits that defined her long career. By joining the movie world, she broadened her influence and proved she could engage people in fresh ways, paving the road for memorable roles in big 1950s Hollywood musicals. In the 1950s, Doris starred in key musicals that shaped the period, such as Calamity Jane, Tea for Two, and The Pajama Game. These movies not only displayed her vocal talent, but also her acting ability and comic timing, confirming her as a multi-talented performer. Each film revealed different sides of her skills, offering entertaining and heartfelt performances. Her roles balanced charm, skill, and approachability, winning fans and ensuring her films' lasting popularity. Their success showed she could succeed in a competitive field, smoothly shifting from radio and records to movies while keeping the qualities that first won hearts. These early screen years built her image as one of Hollywood's most dependable and profitable stars. The height of Doris Day's early movie triumphs arrived in 1959 with Pillow Talk, a romantic comedy that became a huge box office success and brought her an Academy Award nomination. This picture marked a career peak, mixing commercial wins with critical praise and securing her role as a top leading lady who could dominate screens and draw crowds. Its acclaim proved her performing talent, audience appeal, and genuine emotional connection. The drive from the late 1950s continued into the 1960s, when she stayed among Hollywood's most reliable draws. Movies like That Touch of Mink, Move Over, Darling, and The Thrill of It All strengthened her reputation as an actress blending comedy, charm, and occasional music. She consistently delivered crowd-pleasing work, staying at the top even as the industry changed styles, themes, and tastes. From 1968 to 1973, Doris moved to television with The Doris Day Show on CBS, her first big TV project. This shift let her connect with home viewers weekly and show her range further. The series offered new storytelling while keeping her familiar warmth, charm, and relatability. TV differed from film and music with ongoing characters and longer formats, but Doris adjusted easily, proving her audience bonding skill once more. Around this time, Doris started her lasting dedication to animal welfare, co-founding Actors and Others for Animals in 1971. This effort showed her deep kindness and wish to use fame for good beyond show business. Her animal advocacy grew, leading to the Doris Day Pet Foundation, now Doris Day Animal Foundation. In the mid-1980s, she hosted Doris Day's Best Friends on TV, focusing on pet care and advocacy. The program strengthened her image as entertainer and humanitarian, using her talents to teach responsible ownership, animal importance, and pet joy. It extended her reach beyond music and film, applying skills to worthy causes while engaging viewers. The show highlighted her advocacy commitment, showing how values could guide public work. Even years after her film and TV peak, Doris kept strong fan ties. In 2011, she released My Heart, an album of unreleased tracks, proving her lasting musical appeal and popularity. After going solo in 1947, Doris Day's career shifted again as she explored beyond music. Her big band years had built confidence for independent artistry. In 1948, she entered movies with Romance on the High Seas, starting her Hollywood film path. Her screen momentum grew in the 1950s, defining her as a versatile musical star. She starred in major musicals like Calamity Jane, Tea for Two, and The Pajama Game, each highlighting different talents. These films merged singing, comedy, dance background, and natural presence, creating authentic, connecting performances. The musicals confirmed her bankable status and unique charm-authenticity blend. Success peaked in 1959 with Pillow Talk, a hit romantic comedy earning an Oscar nomination. It showed her genre range and leading lady strength in comedy and drama alike. In the 1960s, Doris remained a top box office draw with films like That Touch of Mink, Move Over, Darling, and The Thrill of It All, blending professionalism, charisma, and adaptability. By the late 1960s, she entered TV with The Doris Day Show, 1968 to 1973, reaching new home audiences and broadening appeal. She also directed Fame Toward Values, co-founding Actors and Others for Animals in 1971. This reflected deeper compassion and using visibility for impact beyond performance. Her advocacy became core to her persona, showing how experiences and platform could drive change. It modeled balancing success with responsibility. Doris Day's personal struggles and heartbreaking loss. Though Doris Day shone as singer, actress, and animal advocate, her wholesome public image often hid private complexities. To global fans, she represented Hollywood purity, the cheerful, approachable girl next door with effortless warmth and optimism. But behind the smiles and lively roles, her real life was more layered, involving hardships, emotional battles, and unseen experiences. The gap between projected persona and actual reality created ongoing tension. Fans saw innocence and lightness, while Doris dealt with hidden difficulties. From industry pressures to deep disappointments, this divide shows performers challenge reconciling public and private selves in a business favoring idealized images. Maintaining cheer demanded effort, often meaning suppressing feelings, worries, and irritations to meet studio, fan, and media expectations. A key career strain was Hollywood typecasting. Despite broad talent in comedy and drama, Doris was repeatedly placed in light, innocent roles not fully matching her personality, intellect, or depth. Successful commercially, these parts sometimes felt limiting, hiding her true self behind purity and charm. Fans loved them, but Doris sensed career restrictions from industry demands. Studios favored marketable innocence over variety, pushing sanitized femininity. Screen characters often clashed with her experiences, causing quiet frustration. She wanted deeper, complex roles, but Hollywood prioritized sellable repetition over satisfaction. This highlights performers' struggle for success versus fulfillment and individuality in a caricature-prone system. Beyond typecasting and image pressures, Doris suffered immense personal grief shaping her inner world. Her only son, Terry Melcher, died in 2004, a crushing loss leaving permanent emptiness. Terry, a successful music producer, was central to her life, and his death highlighted fame's limits in easing pain. The private sorrow contrasted sharply with her cheerful image, revealing vulnerability behind stardom. Her proven resilience faced new tests, showing even admired strength has human limits. Continuing advocacy and engagements after tragedy reflected quiet endurance often overlooked in Hollywood spotlight. Doris Day's experiences with marital abuse. While Doris Day's achievements and cheerful persona suggested joy and strength, her private relationships, especially marriages, were far more troubled. Her first marriage to trombonist Al Jordan in the early 1940s was sadly defined by abuse. In her 1975 autobiography, Doris Day, Her Own Story, she bravely shared painful details, including physical and emotional abuse from Jordan, even while pregnant with their son Terry, born in 1942. This era revealed a vulnerable side rarely seen publicly, a woman facing fear and danger while building her music career. The marriage ended in divorce in 1943, a hard but necessary step to protect herself and her child. Balancing emerging fame with personal trauma demanded extra strength, projecting optimism amid private pain. The stark contrast between endured abuse and maintained wholesome image underscores her lifelong resilience and the hidden struggles many entertainers face. This early troubled marriage influenced later relationships. Several marriages involved emotional strain, control, or instability, reflecting personal complexities and fame's partnership challenges. Her experiences highlight pressures on high-profile women balancing career, expectations, and happiness. Each union brought unique difficulties, shaping views on intimacy, trust, and boundaries. The emotional load, plus public demands, meant juggling mother, performer, and personal roles, requiring great resilience against unsupportive partners. These shaped her maturity, self-prioritization, and reflection on past decisions. Doris Day's hidden struggles few knew. Doris Day's personal challenges extended beyond marriages. Amid relationship complexities, she faced a shocking financial crisis, reshaping her career and life. After third husband Marty Melcher's death, she learned nearly all her decades-earned wealth, from hit records, blockbuster films, and endorsements, had vanished through bad investments and fraud. Roughly $20 million disappeared via Melcher and her lawyer's mismanagement, bringing betrayal and urgent need to rebuild security. Despite lifelong hard work, she suddenly lacked assumed stability. For someone valuing independence and professionalism, this was monetary loss plus deep trust violation, exposing entertainers' vulnerability to Hollywood exploitation. The betrayal shook confidence in closest advisors, forcing confrontation with vulnerability few understand. It wasn't just money, it exposed trust fragility, misplaced faith consequences, and fame's inability to shield from hardship. This crisis drove unwanted decisions, limiting artistic freedom and pride. Most notably, she was legally bound to star in The Doris Day Show, a series she never agreed to. Initially resenting it, the show, though later successful, felt like necessity over choice. After building career autonomy in music and film, forced commitment highlighted obligation versus agency tension. Her case reflects era performers' realities. Contracts and finances often restricted even top stars. Constraints reminded that Hollywood longevity and security weren't assured despite popularity. Emotionally, external control clashed with creative desires, navigating necessity-driven choices. Yet Doris handled the show professionally, turning obligation into opportunity from 1968 to 1973. It stabilized finances, maintained visibility, and engaged audiences, exemplifying adaptation under tough conditions while upholding excellence. It showed pragmatic resilience. Unable to reverse mismanagement, she used available paths to recover and contribute meaningfully.